Hi guys, welcome to this video. So this video I just want to quickly talk about why I believe that the YouTube Partner Program is probably the best way for newbies to get involved in making money online in 2026 and beyond. Now, let me just say a quick disclaimer before people start shouting at me. I didn't say it was going to be the quickest or the easiest necessarily. It's going to be the fastest, because obviously with YouTube you can't get into the Partner Program until you have proved yourself that you are going to be consistent, or at least your content is relevant and that you are going to be sticking around. You've got the staying power. You have to have, for advertising for the Partner Program, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a year period. I think it's 265 days. So you've got to get 1,000 subscribers and your videos have to be watched 4,000 hours worth before you can be accepted into the Partner Program. So, that isn't necessarily going to be easy for everyone. Now, you can, I don't want to use the word game the system. If you kind of know what you're going to talk about, if you know who you're going to, who your audience is, who you're going to sort of target, if you have a plan, then there are people, I have seen people who have said that they have got monetized and got into the Partner Program within like a month or even 2 months. They've worked hard. They've kind of known what they were creating. One of the little tricks I heard was that somebody had decided to set up a YouTube channel, and instead of just recording one video and publishing it one week and then another, they actually recorded, I think it was like 4 or 5, and they put 4 or 5 on the YouTube channel at the same time. And so when they published, or when they launched their channel, not only did they have just the one video to watch, they had 3 more videos to watch. So people who watched one were interested in more, they went through, and so it kind of multiplied the amount of videos or amount of hours that they could get for their watching. So there is ways of trying to get that fairly quickly. But putting that all aside, the reason why I think the YouTube Partner Program is the best way for most people is that YouTube is a platform that is a broadcasting platform. It is a media platform. It is not just a place where people go to listen to music videos or watch cat videos or fails. It is a platform that allows you to share video. There are no rules apart from excessive violence, graphic violence, pornography, and hatred, and that's going to cause division, any sort of hate crimes. Anything and everything basically is allowed on YouTube. It is a TV network in many ways. It is a broadcasting platform that allows everyday ordinary individuals to publish and share content of the things that they like and enjoy. And not only that, there are people who are now watching YouTube on their TVs. I do it all the time. Once I've recorded this video, I'm going to go downstairs, make myself some food. I'll put my feet up and I'll probably watch The Greatest American Hero. I think I've been watching that on YouTube. I'm waiting to finish off one of those episodes. I watch YouTube, and sometimes a lot of the videos, the training videos, or people I follow, I watch those on the telly. On not only just that, I also will go for a walk every morning. Monday to Friday, every morning, just after 7:30, I get up, I go and have a walk. I've got YouTube Premium or whatever it's called, so I can listen to some of these longer sort of podcasty style videos. I can turn my screen off, because before it used to sort of bug me. You put YouTube on, and as you was walking, you had to hold the phone in your hand, because if you didn't, if you turned it off so it went black screen, the app would close itself down. You won't be able to listen to stuff. But I have YouTube Premium, so I can now listen to podcasts and long videos as I'm walking, and I can so basically turn my phone into safe mode, stick it in my pocket, and I can walk and I can listen. And so with YouTube, it's not just a place where you can go, like I say, cat videos, cute cats, fails, and all that kind of stuff. People are publishing all kinds of content on there. They watch it on their phones, they watch it on their TVs, and they listen to it while they're sort of on trains, or while they're on the buses, or when they're out for a walk. They don't necessarily need to see the screen. It depends on what the content is. And here's the other great thing as well about videos. If you're in an area where you can't have your audio, or if you haven't got any headphones and you're on a train, you don't want to bore people, a lot of them have captions, or you put captions on them and people can read along what you are saying. That is also a very, very powerful way. So people can watch your videos without having to listen to them, and they can listen to them without having to watch them. It's just an incredible It's an incredible sort of platform for sharing ideas and thoughts. Plus, there are many different types of videos. I mean, this is a video where I'm sort of sat here in my office talking to a microphone, looking at the camera. There are people who are creating or generating AI videos. There are faceless videos. There are videos that are now. I'm going to try and suggest that you sort of don't go down the AI route, because it will get notified by AI. YouTube is picking up on AI videos and they're trying to battle. There's a lot of AI rubbish being published out there, and they want real, genuine people. They want people and TV programs, or people who are creating shows online that are like TV programs. But there are many, many different kinds of videos that you can publish to YouTube, and there are so many different types of niches. I mean, I saw one. I wrote about this in my Substack a few months ago, because basically I saw the advert for, it was a YouTube channel, and it was about a software they were using. They were recording videos, they were doing live talks on YouTube, and they used this software to create little reels, little clips that they were creating shorts with, and they're probably sticking that on Instagram and other places, and it helped grow their YouTube channel. And so I saw this advert and I went to have a look, and these guys were just talking about combat tanks. I mean, we're talking about, those big heavy metal things that fire rockets, and they were like the Sherman tank, the Chieftain, the Panzer. And so they would sit and talk about these tanks from all around the world, from all these different conflicts, from sort of now to say like the First World War, when the first tanks were actually invented and used in battle for the first time. So they would sit there and talk about tanks while drinking beer, and I think is it called Tanked or Fully Tanked or something? That's their channel. And so people would tune in, and especially when they were doing live talks, people would tune in and listen to what they were saying. Now, I can't tell you how much money they're earning, but there are many different ways to monetize with YouTube. It's not just through the partner program. You can sell products and services, and you can even do sponsored content. But we're going to forget about that. For the beginner, for the newbie, for the person who wants to start an online business, the reason why I think YouTube and the partner program is the best way to go is because of this. Basically, YouTube is free to use. We all have access to a smartphone. Most people have access to a webcam. If you don't, the equipment is ridiculously cheap to buy. Microphone, I think, cost me less than, I think it's about £20 from Amazon. My camera, which is a few years old now, was probably the same, 30. My ring light was £10 from somewhere. I've got a mobile phone. I've also got one of those little microphones I will plug into my mobile phone, and you can attach the microphone to your lapel or your t-shirt. And so I can go out and do these videos while I'm walking and talking. The people who are doing just that, they just do videos, or they're walking the dog in the countryside, or they're walking through towns, and then they do a voiceover after. There are people who stick their cameras in their cars and they drive around and film where they're going. So there is many, many different styles of videos that you can create, and creating video is ridiculously easy to do, and it is relatively cheap as well. You might choose to buy an editing software or rent an editing software per month, like CapCut. I use Canva. I'm on CapCut free. I used to pay for CapCut, but I'm on Canva Pro, so I pay $100 or £100 per year for Canva. CapCut is currently free. Then you've got Edits, which is from Instagram, and there's for pictures and videos. There are these free apps you can use on your phone or on your desktop. But even if you do pay to create your videos, if you pay for the software, it is in many ways ridiculously cheap. I mean, like I say, I've got Canva and I'm using ScreenPal at the moment, which used to be Screencast-O-Matic. So I'm looking at probably about £150 a year for my software. That is pretty good. Now, like I say, there's people who are doing it for free. YouTube is free, so you can publish this to YouTube. And the other thing with these videos is that you can put them on other channels. So once you're building your YouTube channel, you can stick it on Facebook. So, I mean, different social media platforms have different styles of media, and different types of media are better for different places. Like TikTok, I think, is mainly for short stuff. I don't know if you would stick an hour long or half hour long video on TikTok, particularly. On Instagram, I don't think you could put anything on that long. You can do shorter videos on certain platforms, but these platforms will also pay for you. But Facebook, I know for definite you can stick on longer on there, and you can also go live on there like you can with YouTube. But so when you record a video for YouTube, it could also go onto Facebook. But forgetting all that, the partner program on YouTube is great because, as I say, you can talk about anything and everything. It is a broadcasting platform, and it's not just about the youngsters going on there. A lot of the youngsters are on TikTok anyway, but the generation who grew up with YouTube, remember YouTube started in 2004, so the YouTube generation, really the original YouTubers, are now in their late 40s and 50s, probably even in their 60s. So I mean, I'm 52, and I can remember when YouTube started. So we are the generation that have grown up with this. So YouTube in many ways is our generation, and it is embraced by lots of people. There are people in their 80s who are using YouTube. There might be somebody in the 90s, I don't know, but there are people of all ages using YouTube because it is just a platform that you can share your content with. And that also means that it's a platform where lots of other people can view that content. So they go on there looking for that. And so if you have a specific niche or a specific industry, a specific hobby, you can create video like that for free. You can publish it to YouTube for free, and then you have the potential or the opportunity to have those videos seen by hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and possibly millions. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to go viral, or every video is going to go viral, or every niche or subject is going to go viral. There's so many factors to take into consideration here, and it depends on what your subject is. It also depends on personality. There's probably a lot of people watch my video for 5 seconds and think, oh god, he's a bit of a dick, I don't want to go any further. There's some people might watch other people and go, do you know what, I could listen to him for hours, and so that they do. The subject topic of each video, the headline of each video, there's so many factors. And when it comes to, say, for example, the partner program, if you are enrolled in that and you are making money from adverts, again, that is also determined by where the person is who's watching. So someone in the USA who's done searches for certain topics will be showing different adverts to the people who are in the UK who've done something, who've looked for something else. And so the adverts aren't always, it's not the same advert that everybody is shown. So how much you earn is also going to be, is going to vary from country, from person, from video, from all sorts of different factors. But so many variables to consider here. For the newbie who is looking for a way to make money online, a fairly simplistic way, depending on what your subject is, you could get started today with YouTube, creating videos with your phone or your laptop, and then you could upload them. And if you keep uploading them and you have this consistency where you publish 1 video a week or 2 every week, as long as you keep doing that, you are training the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. It can figure out how long your videos are, how often you're going to publish, who they're for, what your content's about, and who the audience is. It can figure that out. So it needs time to figure out who you are. But then once it starts showing your videos, if it's a niche that people are interested in, if it's a subject that people are interested in and they're going to sit and watch, then you have a great opportunity of actually growing that channel and getting into the partner program. And then once you're in the partner program, you can start to earn money from the advert show. Now, I'm not going to say that you will necessarily earn your living costs on YouTube. That is my goal. That is what I'm trying to do. So I want to monetize YouTube in 2, possibly 3 ways. But at the moment, I want to build it up so that I am getting paid by YouTube £2,000 a month. Now, whether that's 1 channel or 2 or 3 YouTube channels, I want YouTube itself, through the advertising partner program, to pay for my living costs. Now, I don't know how great that will be with my content. Some people are making an absolute fortune through adverts. But again, it depends on what your subject is, who you are, and all these other variables. So I'm certainly not going to say that you will. But I do know that there are people who are doing quite well with it. But then I'm also seeing people who will say that their advertising revenue is actually the lowest earning that they're making. They're making more money from selling products and services through the videos itself, and separate to that. So some people are running courses and programs and coaching that they are using these videos to sort of promote, and people are coming to them and they're probably earning like 10 times as much as they're earning the Google AdSense, the YouTube AdSense, the revenue. So I just want you to sort of think about that. But for me, if you're going to be a new person starting an online business, YouTube partner program, and the reason as well for this is not just because the videos are easy to create and you've got this opportunity reaching out to people, and it's a broadcasting platform that you can publish anything and everything within reason to all around the world, is the fact that the internet is changing. Well, years ago we used to have blogging, everybody used to go to separate websites. It's now it's shrinking in many ways. What was global is also shrinking, because now you've got things like Substack and Patreon and School, and you have YouTube. These are like a handful of platforms that are talking about everything, whereas before it used to be all these different thousands of websites talking about individual subjects. Now you have these platforms which are talking about thousands of subjects. You have thousands of people going there. They're publishing their newsletters, they're publishing their videos, and you have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people gathering on these platforms to read and read these articles, watch these videos in that one place. So you have all these people go into these one or two, this handful of locations instead of having to try and go around thousands of locations. And so the internet is changing. But the blogging, traditional blogging is dead. No one's going to websites like they used to. People are now going to ChatGPT and Claude. They're going to AI to find a lot of the information they want. They're not necessarily buying PDFs like they used to, or digital ebooks and stuff like that. And so the internet is changing, and you still have people who are trying to promote their courses or their products where they're going to get you to build this WordPress website, and then you can sell my affiliate products through that, and we'll do this and we'll do that. And it all gets very clunky, and you have this sort of sales letter which leads into a sales funnel. There's like 5 pages of upsells, downsells, cross sells, and all these different offers, one-time offers, offer bumps. Then you move into, like, you join the email list, and then there's this email campaign, and then when you've got this email campaign, if someone who's bought, they get removed as a tag attached. They move into another, they're segregated to a different sort of list, a buyer's list. It gets really, really crazy, and it's very heavy for people who are starting out to sort of get their heads into there. And they're often sold this dream where they are told that, I make $100,000 a month doing this, or you can make £1 million doing this for, and so they follow these big dreams. Really, what people need to do when they're starting out, if they want to make money online, they need to find out what their baseline income is. They want to find how much they need per month to cover their bills, replace their wage even. So if you're earning let's say you're earning $4,000. I don't know what the average wage is in America, if that's a good wage or not, but let's say you're earning $4,000. Out of that $4,000, your rent is paid, your bills are paid, you've got some funds. I mean, in America you have your health insurance. In the UK it comes out of our income tax and national insurance, so it's not the same. So I need like $2,500 at the most to be comfortable. So if you're in America and you need 4,000, that's what you look at, and that's what you try to work at. Don't try and make it £100,000 a month. Don't try and make a 6-figure straight off the bat. Focus on replacing your baseline with something, and that's where I think YouTube Partner Program comes in nicely for the newbies. Keep your day job. Don't quit your day job. Don't jack that in unless you've got like 6 months worth of savings to work on it. Figure out which is the best and easiest and quickest way that you can create video content for YouTube. Choose a niche which you believe that, which you know a lot about, which you love, which you're interested in, which other people are in. And I'm saying niche, and I'm going to bring this in. I watched a video recently where someone says, don't choose a niche. But then his niche, from what I can see, is spending his time talking to people who are over 40 and want to make a business on YouTube. So this might be semantics. People might be talking, what's the difference between a niche and an audience to a niche? Are they the same thing? Are they not? Is that a niche or is that an audience? Either or. Here's a guy saying you don't need a niche because basically you are the niche. But then his videos are all targeting people who are over 40, because he's 40 and want to have a business on YouTube, which is pretty much like I'm doing here. I'm targeting people who are sort of 50 and over who want an online business, which is either through YouTube or I'm focusing on an offline online hybrid business, which this is what you should probably consider if you're on a YouTube channel. And I've mentioned this before, because the internet's changing, because AI is taking away information publishing, because everything is changing. People aren't buying digital products like they used to, and AI is eventually going to bring down sort of mentoring and coaching down a lot less. So people are charging like $3,000 a month to learn how to do this. You don't need to do all that. YouTube, you can do it for free. It's bringing all that down. So for you, try and find an offline, real world hobby, industry, niche, subject, whatever it is, real world, offline, something that you are interested in, that other people are interested in. Find your audience and talk about that, because if there's an audience online, which there is, and YouTube is global, if there are people, as I mentioned previously at the top of this video, there are people who are tuning in to listen to two guys talk about combat tanks. So there are people around the world. There are a video I saw just recently. There is a woman, and I don't know if she's a historian or if she's doing it purposely. She's quite attractive, so I think she's playing on that as well. But she is creating videos and going around battle places where there's big battles, and she shares information about the battles, but then it's written on the screen. I don't think, does she talk? I can't remember if she talks, but she is her niche is talking about battlefields and sort of war history, and there are people who are watching it. People love that. People are curious. So if you have an interest and you have a niche, focus on that. Don't try and start talking about affiliate marketing if you've never done it. Don't try and talk about how to use Facebook to make money if you've never done it. Don't talk about trying to sell PDFs to make money if you've never done it. Focus on something that is real world, offline industry, and offline niche. Use the online world to grow that, to talk about that, to share about that, to build that. Make your money online, but talk about an offline real world subject. Yeah. Talk about, how to, you want to be right. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk said something along the lines of, don't create content, document. So if you wanted to be a writer, why not create a YouTube channel about becoming writing? Don't talk about how writing can make lots of money, or you can use case studies. You can talk about how other people are and if they're examples and their inspiration, but document your journey. Use that as your YouTube channel. Focus on a real world offline sort of subject or business. Talk about that. Build up YouTube channel so that you have got 1,000 subscribers, you have got 4,000 hours of watch time. Get in the partner program, work on that, and then use that to build up your revenue. To me, that I think is probably one of the best things that people can do if they want to start an online business, because all the traditional methods like blogging is, well, it's not, I won't say it's dying, it's move location. But again, there's so many sort of people doing it. But a lot of the people who are successful on things such as school, or who are successful on Substack, they are talking again about offline subjects. I'll try and get some screenshots up here on the screen when I'm talking about this, because I've talked about school quite a lot, and there are people making tens of thousands. I don't want to go down that route saying, you can make X amount, X amount, X amount, but there are people who are genuinely making tens of thousands, even 60,000. I think there's somebody I saw making like $100,000 a month, and they are talking about offline real world subjects. I mean, yes, some of them might use the online world. I mean, I've seen some for trading. It was a school group for women to learn trading by women, and that was making quite a lot of $1,000 a month. And yes, they're using online brokers and online software to trade the markets, but trading the markets and spread betting and all that kind of stuff has been around for years. It's just that the tools are now online and they've got the opportunity to do it from the comfort of their own home quite easily. Like horse racing, there are people making a lot of money teaching people how to make money horse racing using Betfair and these kind of betting exchanges online. They are not necessarily talking about affiliate marketing or whatever. They're teaching specifics and stuff like that. It's an offline niche, an online, an offline subject, a real world business idea. These people are teaching them and people are loving that. And so if you've got something that you truly enjoy, it could be dancing, it could be acting, it could be law of attraction, it could be mindset, it could be writing, it could be read. There's a woman I read just recently who is on TikTok. I think she goes live, is it every day or once a week or something, but she has like a book club and she just sits there and reads a book with other people and they discuss this book. So it's like going to a book club, which was in like a church hall or in a village hall or in a cafe. People gathered together and they're people's homes. They're talking about a book that they've decided to read. So they read the book, they go in there and talk about it. How did you find this character? What did you think to this? And the people discuss books. She's doing it online with TikTok and she's earning money from TikTok because people are tuning in from around the world and she's getting the engagement. She's keeping people on the platform. These platforms reward you for keeping people on the platform. YouTube will reward you if you've got enough subscribers and you've got enough watch hours and you're publishing content that is keeping people on the platform and they keep watching your videos. YouTube will reward you by giving you a percentage of the advert shown. And plus also the fact is you can actually now set up subscriptions on YouTube. So people could be paying you £1.99, $2, $5 per month to have access to specific content that others can't. So you can make money that way as well. But yes, YouTube, I believe, with an offline real world business, an offline online hybrid business model using YouTube is going to be the best way, and it's probably going to be the easiest way for newbies to actually start an online business in 2026. Everything else is often too clunky, it's often too confusing, it's often too much involved. If you sit down with a piece of paper, a pen and a paper, and you plan out your YouTube, try and figure out what is going to be basically the easiest or simplest way to make your videos, which is the best thing. What can you talk about? You know, you don't have to have really flashy graphics. You don't need to have a lot of B-roll. You don't have to be, you know, you don't have to go over the top with your videos, because if it's interesting, if people are interested in that subject, going back to the guys with the tanks, they just sit there and you see them two sat there talking about these tanks with the images popping up. It's quite simple, quite basic, but the people are interested in the subject. So if you can find something that is relatively easy to do, that you can do in the evenings and weekends while you're working a day job, build that YouTube channel up, and then you can actually use YouTube to start to build an online business or an online income that will replace your day job or your wage. So I'm going to bring this video to a close now. I do believe that YouTube, maybe even combination with school or community, but YouTube, getting into the YouTube Partner Program is probably the best way for those who are wishing to start an online business in 2026 and onwards. I use the word business, let's say income. You don't want a business. Business has, in people's minds, it has this idea that you're going to have offices, you're going to have staff, you need like accounts and all that kind of stuff and paperwork. So an online income, YouTube is probably going to be the best way for the newbies to start an online income in 2026 and beyond. Right, if you found this video interesting, you found it useful, you found it helpful, please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share if it was if it was helpful or useful in any way. And I would just like to say now, thank you for watching this video. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below. I shall answer them as soon as I can. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you again in another video. So cheers and goodbye.